Hi everyone. Today we will look at the Linux command for search. Um, and as we want to search the infrastructure or file system, um, not only a specific pattern, but if we want to make it a general format of search, then regular expression is developed. So we'll look at those two things today. We looked at the find in the last class. So what we'll do, we'll look at some of the find, the statements. The statements is a little advanced. The command lines, the Linux statements, then those that we looked at, the simple find statements discussed in the last class. Okay, so we'll look at those two things, and then we'll do regular expression. All right, so I'm going to push this a little bit to the side. That way you can see the terminal more clearly. Okay, so I want to make this here. No, I think I need to push this all the way and then bring this back here. All right, good. Where we are now in the home directory, right? So I can find the list of the files or directories at the current level using ls command. But if you want to look at all, not only this flat layer, but if it is a directory, you want to list the content in the directory and also subdirectories all the way to the bottom. Okay, if you want to do that, then you can use find, and my current home directory is a tilde. So if you do find the tilde, then you can see all of those, right? See, this is from home /home pi / and then some of the dot files and a lot more than that, right? /home /pi picture temp public and music and more, right? So this covers a lot more than ls. All right, if you want to see for example, how many files or directories are available under my home directory, then you need to say find the tilde and pipe word count minus L. Therefore, you may be able to see how many lines of this. I have 4 lines of this. So I have 4,000 files already here, right? If we want to do only WC, then you can see how many characters. 299,000 characters. How many words? 4,850 words. And how many lines? 4,000 lines. If we want to get that in line, then WC. Or sometimes if we want to see, I want to find out, for example, as a cybersecurity professionals, if you see, hey, I want to see the files recently modified, okay? So that find from the top, I want to look, I want to search entire file system, and then minus M4 modify minutes. So how old? How many minutes ago? So if you say 10 minutes ago, then you can see all 10 minutes ago files. But this is permission denied things. Remember that if you want to avoid this, you know what you need to do, right? You can do this and then pipe grep minus v if you do not want to do that. Permission denied. By the way, you want to search that through all. Then not only number 2 and greater than sign means errors. Errors still goes into the regular output like that. Then you can see no such files. So nothing has been modified in 10 minutes. Of course, not 10 minutes, right? So what if we do 100 minutes? Still not found. Okay. Maybe that is 100 minutes sharp. But if we want to do, say, more than 100 minutes or less than 100 minutes, then minus 100. Then you can see a lot more, right? Less than 10 minutes. Oh, still many files. Less than 2 minutes. This is a process, a lot of process. Other than process, let me see. You know what? I want to see what if I find it in my directory. Less than, I would say less than 60 minutes, because I prepared this lecture. So 60 minutes, less than 60 minutes, I think I did something, right? That is there, maybe, I think longer than that, right? 90 minutes. Still less than 90 minutes. Less than 120 minutes, 2 hours ago. Oh my gosh. Less than, if I want to do time, then this is for dates. Less than 2 days. Then I have more than that, right? So something like that. Okay, move on. And then if I want to find out some empty files from the log, then I can say find log files in the /var directory, because the log files varies, being increase or decrease dynamically variable. Therefore, all those things in VAR directory, like our homepage, our web page, www-html, they're also in VAR, right? I want to find out file, if the file is empty. Is there any files, empty files? Yeah, those are the empty files. Apache 2 access.log. because I didn't do much about the file services from this Linux, from Raspberry Pi OS, of course. But we installed it, right? But not. So that things can be found. Also, if you want to see, I want to find out if there is any empty directory. Then type D for empty. There's some empty directories as well. var, log, hp, tmp, or var, log, run it, ssh has some empty directories. So find, we looked at that. What about the size? I can find out also from my home directory, type file, if there is any size greater than 10 megabytes. It's a pretty good size, right? I want to find out from my home directories, not the home directory at the top level, but entire home directory, the size more than 10 megabytes, then you can find out some of those, right? So those are the big files. This is backup files, image files that we looked at. This is PDF files. Okay, the other ones, maybe, yeah, if I have some, I want to find out this. I want to find out TMP, temporary files. If there is a TMP files, then I want to remove it. So right now, let's see if I have .tmp files. There's nothing. So I can create. I want to copy temp.txt as temp.tmp files, so that if I want to do ls start tmp, then I have temp.tmp, right? But if I have that, not only this level, but anywhere in those subdirectories, let's say if I have a picture, I have nothing in the picture, then I can see .tmp files picture, so that if I want to see ls, the picture has .tmp files, and this current top level of my home directory also .tmp files. I want to find out all from my home directories, and then file name is start.tmp. Okay, and I do not want to delete the files manually, visit that file and remove from there. What if I have millions of such temporary files created? I want to delete it regularly. Then you find .tmp files and execute remove rm is delete files. Open and close curly brace means whatever the files that find. This is the files, right? This is files that we have. So this is a path to the files that we found. That's what it is. So rm followed by file. This is a specific files, because that is a path expression to the files. After that, if you have this execution, then you need to ending with a semicolon. But semicolon means something in the Linux. If we have a sequence of Linux command in one line, then you can make that delimiter semicolon, right? That is a Linux. Not in this one of the options of execution here. In execution goes together with the find command, right? So we need to put here escape character \, then it'll delete all of those. So if I want to find out, for example, ls picture, then it moves out, right? It was here, but not right now. And then current TMP files, there's no TMP files, right? Currently, right, that disappeared, but we had here, right, previously. By having this, not only find, but also we can execute some additional command that can apply to the files that we find. Okay. We can make it that in pipeline, of course, right? Like this. Exact same ones like that, and then you can make pipe and then rm, then that'll go, because this is pipelines, right? But there is no remove rm missing operand. Yeah, rm missing operand, because this didn't bring anything. Okay, that's what we did a minute ago and also last week. Some of the explanation of here. Remember that right, echo -exe, echo, and curly braces, open and close curly braces. This is a current path, and then \, semicolon. That's a delimiter, end of the command. So this is all goes together. And sudo find log type f. If there is any, then we want to echo it. So let's take a look at that first. Sudo find, I want to get that variable directory, log and type. I want to find out a file, but file name is star.log. If there is any, let's see if we, yeah, those are things, right? Then I want to do execute and echo. I think it is the same thing, because I do simply echo that, right? So same as that ones. But if I want to do echo I think that's it, yeah. Echo. If I want to do file, that it gives me the types of file, right? So that we can see types of files. This is ASCII files, this is empty ASCII files. Or if we want to see statistics, stat, I believe that is. So it gives me the statistics of those files. When I do execute stat, then first of all, xs.log, size 0, nothing there. And then access, some of the time of access, recent access, time, the timestamp for modification, timestamp for change, birth, and so on and so forth. So a little more. Having this, we have very useful informations, right? And the first one here, find from my home directory, and then backslash open parenthesis and backslash close parenthesis, which means this is a I want to make 2 parentheses. If I don't have this backslash, then this gives me something differently, right? Therefore, let's try to find. I want to make a copy of this and then paste. If I want to remove that, if there's no backslash, what happens? Then there's an error, right? Therefore, we need to do, because it means something else. I want to make this, therefore, I have here logical operation or, minus or. So the operand before this or connector, I have that in parentheses, and after or operator, I have another parenthesis. Within this parenthesis, what it does is that it wants to find the file, okay, permission 600, which means if it is 600, then 1 to 5, right? 1 to 5. So it's execute and read. If it's not execute and read, this is a negation, right? This, I want to find a file which is not the case of read and writes permission. That's what first thing wants to find. So why don't we simply try? So without that, if I want to find out file but not this permission, then there are that many, right? I want to find this or directory which is not the permission 700. Read this right in or. If it is, if I put here or, then I want to make this escape there, because I have or operator. Okay, if it is only one of this find the statements, then it is okay. But because I want to make it connect either this or that, then I can, yeah, a lot more than that. That is an example of using some logical connectors. Okay. What is this? Okay. And then this is a find from top. modified less than 60 minutes. Then I want to see the long list of that files. If it is a long list of that files, then I may be able to see permissions and the data size and everything, right? So if I do from the top, modified minutes less than 60 minutes, then I want to execute ls-l of that file, and then ending with that delimiter. Lots of those, right? Because they're all process. If you see that process somewhere here, maybe some of those are also not sure. Yeah, it's a long list. Very long. Okay. So we can see, for example, these files modified April 16. Remember here, April 16, right? 10:59 p.m. This is 10:59. So of course this is less than 60 minutes. And then this is read write, no executions of any that we can see here, right? Okay. And then we'll look at the regular expression. So what is a regular expression? Regular expression is a special string pattern. Special, but this covers, this is like a meta pattern that can represent many of the similar. Okay, it used to match, search, manipulate text, especially powerful with the tools like grep, SED, AWK. We looked at those three already last week, right? So we are ready to use this regular expression. Regular expression, grep mercy star, then this gives me the file, right? From any files, if there is a the pattern mercy, this pattern mercy is a specific the keyword, right? That is not yet the regular expression that we want to learn. In regular expression, we use meta characters. In the following slide, I listed all of those. If this meta character, the meta character use them as they are instead as a meta special character with so-called escape characters. So, for example, open and close parentheses in the means of a group. This in regular expression, this is a group. But if you want to use it as a parenthesis, then you need to have a backslash open parenthesis and backslash close parenthesis. This is what we looked at, right, in the previous slide when we looked at the find expression. If you want to make it open and close parenthesis literally, because we have a logical connector or and, something like that. So we have left side operand and right hand side operand, I want to make them in the parenthesis. It's not any special form of parenthesis like this. If it is a parenthesis in a regular expression, then there's a group expression, which means if you say ABC and the parenthesis, which means, and also here plus sign, this is group. So ABC means ABC. But if you say here occurrence plus a sign, then ABC may occur one or more. So we have ABC, one, at least one. More means we have to ABC, ABC, 2 times, or 3 times, ABC, ABC, ABC. As many times as you can, that's fine. As far as it, if we have plus sign, it means one or more occurrences. Okay, so as a group. In that case, we use parentheses. So let's look at the meta character. If we have a dot, then any single characters. For example, gr.p, then it could be grep, and more and more. If you have a tilde in a, if you see here tilde, this and that is different, right? Tilde, then, and when you express a pattern with the tilde, no, not tilde, caret. Caret means whatever the character follows, that should appear in the beginning of that line. That's what it is. Okay, start of the line, caret. So if you say caret hello, then it matches any lines that start with hello, Dr. Yoon, then that is matched. But any lines, for example, Dr. Yoon, hello, then it doesn't match because hello, that line does not start with hello, right? Similarly, a dollar sign, if we say dollar, world, dollar, then anything that ending with world, okay? There's opposite case of this. Star means 0 or more. Plus means 1 or more that we looked at, right? Question mark, 0 or more. Those are 3 all something about the frequencies, some occurrences. I want you to understand square bracket and parentheses, those 2 things, right? If it is a square bracket, then any one of those in this square bracket. If we have parentheses, it means all together as a group. If you have curly braces, it gives you the occurrence, how many times. If you have only one number within curly brace, then exact that number repetition. If you have any number and comma, then n or more repetitions. These 3 things also talking about occurrence, but star plus question mark is something about 1 or more, 0 or more, 0 or 1, only those 3 cases. If you want to make it more flexible, then you can say here within curly braces with number, 1 number, and number and comma, and 2 numbers. So you can make it a lot more special cases with in this curly braces. in the square bracket, this is any number. I mean any characters within that square bracket, right? If we say caret, then it matches any character but not. This is not caret in square bracket, has nothing to do with the start of that line. This is rather the negation. Okay, if we say within the square bracket, caret 0-9, it means it is not digits. Any square bracket means any character, but it says not. So any of characters but not 0 to 9. That's what it is. Okay, so there's a non-digit characters. This backslash, that is escape characters. So we already looked at this. Okay, so from here I will practice with you. So let's say I have a directory list already. How can you find the directory list? I have, where is my directory list? Okay, so for example, head of dir list log.txt directory list, right? If I have directory list pi, then within my. So how can you make that directory list? You can find in var log type directory, then you can find out that, right? Without that prior permission denied. But anyway, so if we want to make it in a file, for example, I want to save that file in what is it? dir list log.txt. Or make a log2, okay, because I now make it. So if we want to make a dir list log2.txt, then you have those, right? So for example, dir list, they are the same size, right? I want to make also find my directory type directory only. If I want to do, then I have that many. So I will make that into dir list py, which is my home. No, not py, pi 2. So I have here pi and pi2 files, also same. So let's look at that. So this within square bracket A through Z means what does this mean in the regular expression? Square bracket means any character within that square bracket, right? Which means uppercase A through uppercase G means any characters in uppercase, right? That's what it is. But if you want to make it in grep, I want to make it grep from dir list, what is that? log2.txt. There's no uppercase. Let's see. Oh, there's no uppercase, right? That is true. If I want to make this, for example, pi, I'm sure there is a uppercase, right? If you do this, right, uppercase that you can see. Those are uppercase. Uppercase P picture, uppercase default, cache, uppercase, or the cache data that you can find. Similar things that you can do here, grep, rather than this, you can do, for example, within this, there's a keyword uppercase. Then you can find out that. Same thing, right? Or you can do lower, all the lower cases, except the uppercase here, right? Uppercase is not highlighted. Okay, now we can see IP address. How can you find that IP address? IP address, if you see here, that is any number repeated one time or two times, three times. So for example, 192. Then from 0 to 9, it repeats one time or two times or three times, followed by dot, right? That is escape dot. If it is not escape, then dot means a single character. Remember that in the meta character. And then all of this from here, there, within that parenthesis, it could be three times. Remember that parenthesis means that there is a group, right? As a group. So any number, 127, whatever the number, three times. And then finally, one more times of that. That is what it is. So you can find that. But if you want to find that IP address from, we have logo files, WTMP. These WTMP files can be WTMP files. If you want to see WTMP, let's see. VAR log WTMP files is a pretty big size, right? What is the type of that files? Then you need to see file, then that is the data files. Stat, then access that some of the more information of that, right? But if we want to read it by some of the text view command, like head, then you can see the first 10 lines of that files, WTMP. If you want to see that, then it is not really something readable, right? What you can find it by using last command. So last -f and then var log WTMP. Then you can find out, right? I think this is why this WTMP. So you can find out. There is some probably, what is WTMP? Man, WTMP. WTMP is a login records. WTMP, UTMP files allows one to discover information about who is currently using the system. So who logged in, when that person logged out, that information is stored in this login records. Okay, so this is very, very important files. So for example, system roots, Monday, February, that, and using TTI1, system boots, yeah, everything about the system boots. Oh, this is, yeah. So if I want to find out if this file contains any of the IP address, so that I can do copy and here paste. Oh. You know what? Because this should be when question mark is not there, right? Grab this from here there, we already looked at, right? Oops. From here there, we already looked at all of these files. And then I use grab. -e means I want to use regular expression. O means exact match. And then this is the same as the other. But previously I have a question mark, so therefore it asks me to something. So when I do this, then it gives me, oh, there is a one IP address, 192.168.7.7. Like this, you can find out. I didn't say anything about 192.168.7.7, but by having this expression, this regular expression, I can get that, right? But if you want to find out more specific, not just this is not really if you say 999.999.999, there's no such IP address available. Only maximum is 255 is a maximum number, even if we do 3 repetitions, right? So if you want to make it more accurately, then you need to modify this a little bit. But right now, let's start with the simple ones. Email address. Then we can do, again, email address. It depending upon some of the subdomains. Some servers set up some patterns, some regulations, so that they use different ways of the emails. For example, Mercy University, our convention is the first character is the first character of email is the first character of their first name, and followed by last name. If your last name is long, then I think there's some regulations to cut somewhere. And if together with the first initial and last name, it's not only unique, there are many, then they assign the number, right? First person only has first initial and last name. From the second person, then they attach the number 2, number 3, and things like that. Anyway, so remember that I have index index.html files, right? So if I want to use that using grep, copy and paste, I need to be very careful if there is any. Oh, this is okay. So what it does is that grep regular expression. I want to do regular expression within this quote. In the email start, it has any before @ any small characters, any, remember the here square bracket, so any of those. So any lowercase, uppercase, any number, even dot, underscore, and %, plus, minus, all of those possible. This can be repeat one or more. After that, again, lowercase, uppercase, alphabet, or number, dot, dash, that repeats one or more. And then backslash dot means this is not any character like in regular expression. Dot means a single characters, but I want to escape it. Therefore, we mean dot itself. And then another A through Z alphabets 2 or more times. Again, this is not typical email. This kind of, for example, email, then top level domain, we need to say it should end with .edu, .mil, whatever, right? That's already defined. But in this case, anything could be fine. .fff, right? But let's make it simple. If you want to make this as real accurately, then it's a lot longer regular expression needs to be addressed here. But with that, if I want to find out, then from that our sciencesecure or sciencesecure.org web page, you can see my email address, right? Because I didn't say jyun@merced.edu any here. Okay, command line configure files. If you want to find out any command lines only, then you can find out. You can use this. Copy and paste here. What it does here, there's a regular expression, and caret means start with, right? It starts with a space. Space could be 0 or 1. It could be one time or no. And then followed by pound sign. If it is a pound sign, then of course there is a command, right? From this files, /etc/ssh/sshd.config files, hit enters, then it gives me all lines with the pound sign. Okay, this is date pattern, not data. Okay, date. If we want to find out date pattern, remember the WTMP files has some last minus f /var/log/WTMP. Then I have some of the date timestamps, right? What if I want to see only, because here are many of those items, so that some weekdays followed by month, 3 characters, and followed by the dates. How can we express that? So my regular expression here, within this quote, remember the parenthesis? Then that is a group, right? In parenthesis, this vertical bar, like a pipe, it means or, okay? So Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or all the way to Sunday. And then one space. And then February or January, March, all the way to December. Okay. So this is a parenthesis, FED that goes together like a group. But we have here a vertical bar, therefore FED goes together, JAN goes together, MAR goes together. Okay, anyway, that is the space. And then 2 numbers, right? 1, because of the date, so at least 1 time, or at most 2 times. This is again, this regular expression is not accurate. If it is a date, then not March 99. There's no such dates available, right? March, then 31st is the maximum number. February, maybe 28. So all those things needs to be addressed carefully and accurately. Therefore, regular expression will become much more complicated. But for you right now, there's too much. So let's make it simple. Therefore, we can use this grep applied to that TMP files, WTMP files, and copy and paste here. See what it is. Oh, because of that. Oops. Sorry. Let's put that. Because I have here question mark, it asks me to. So it gives me those only, right? Okay, valid username. Valid username. Remember that the password etc cat etc the password, then there is a password files. Can you find out only the name only, username only? Then you need to use a cut. The delimiter is colon, and then I want to find out first field from etc password. Then I have those things, right? Can I get username like only? This is not username, right? Underscore something. There's no username like that. So I want to grep. Start with alphabet, and then followed by alphabet or number underscore dash. It could be 1 time or at most 31 times. That is also possible, right? So if I want to do that, here I can make a pipe and grep. Again, I need to be very careful. This should be quote rather than question mark. Then it gives me something. There's no like underscore apt here, right? Username like items in this etc.password. That you can find out. All right. Yeah, this is a first step that you can understand and use the regular expression. Regular expression is a powerful tool if you want to maintain and search, maintain your infrastructure and search some of the files and directories, followed by some of the action to apply. So very, very handy, right? Right. There's an unlimited flexibility and accuracies can be expressed in regular expression. All right. All right.